guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now my goal is at the end of this video, you guys will be able to figure out one skill that you guys can offer as a service when you're finding a job online. So I actually have a full list of 100 skills that you can do online, and you guys can check that out in the description below. But in this video, I'm just going to talk about the top 20 that you guys can do if you don't have any other experience at all. Now, these skills are specifically researched by me on different job sites on what other employers are looking for. So these won't have any fancy titles in them. It's just gonna be straightforward. What are the skills that employers are looking for right now? So if you guys go to places like onlinejobs.ph or any of your local searches, you can find that the skills that I'm about to talk about are going to be there because these are the skills that they are actively looking for. Now, I've divided these skills into 4 different categories that you guys can go through, and I'm going to put timestamps right here on where you can find them so you can jump right there. So the first one is going to be basic skills. I'm calling it the basic skills because they're easy to learn even if you have no other experience. So that's basic skills, and then we have the content creator skills or the creative skills. So, graphic artists, if you are a writer, you can go here and I'll talk about the skills there. And then if you are going to be a marketer, for example, if you have experience in your old job or in like just school on marketing, then that's where you can go here. And then the last one is tech skills, which I'm not really an expert in, but I've worked with a lot of tech people on this, and you guys can jump on here. Now, jumping right into it, the first basic skill that you guys can do online as a job is going to be inbox and calendar management. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to be going through a client's inbox and filtering out any emails that they don't need to see, and of course showing them emails that they really need to see. So this actually comes after a few tries with the client, because sometimes they also have no idea on what to filter with you, but they'll work with you like, oh, make sure that if an email comes from this person, let me know. If an email comes from this person, kind of ignore it, don't really reply. So it gives you a better context of what they want to see and what they don't want to see, and that's basically the big thing that you're going to be doing for them. Because a lot of times for entrepreneurs or for business owners, we just sign up to so many things that we don't really get to filter all of them at once. And if we're growing, if the business is growing, too many opportunities come at once. So having someone to filter that is super helpful. Now, calendar management is basically kind of coordinating both of looking at in the inbox, like, hey, you actually said that you were going to have a meeting with this person on Monday, April the 5th. Is this still going? So you're going to be checking with them if this is coordinating if this meeting is still going to happen, and you're also coordinating with the people that they're going to have the meetings with. So that's what calendar management is. It's basically making sure that they don't overbook themselves, that they do actually show up to the meeting, and then the people who need to know about the meeting, who need to be in there, actually be able to show up and be able to find like whatever links that they would need to go to be able to attend that meeting. Now, the second skill that you can bring when you're working online is going to be email or voice customer service. So a lot of different companies, of course, offer this, from PayPal to Amazon to even your local school store offer customer service. So offering this as a way that you're going to be managing the people who are complaining, who are asking for more features, and putting them all together and making sure that they get replied, that they get heard, because as a customer, you've received those emails before, and sometimes you want to just make sure that, oh, this person or this company already took my ticket, they're taking care of it. That kind of a service is super helpful, especially if the company is getting too big and they can't handle everyone one by one. So offering this as a service is super helpful, and there's 2 different types. There's voice, where you're actually on a call, talking to people. You guys can imagine this usually on a call center, but you actually can do this at home as long as you have a quiet enough space. And also as email manager, is you're just going through and then answering. Usually he'll have a set of templates that you can answer on different frequently asked questions from the customers. And the third basic skill is going to be called lead generation. Now, lead generation is basically, imagine you have a product. Let's say you're the entrepreneur. You're going to want to hire someone to either spread the word or find clients for you. So for example, let's say for me, for our executive assistant service, I have someone else doing the first email. So lead generation is you are going to get people interested, get people who want your service or your product. So lead generation, a lead is basically someone who's interested in your product or your service. So generation, you're generating people who are going to be interested. So again, for the remote executive assistant service that I have someone someone else prospecting and talking to people to say, hey, we have the service. Are you going to be interested? If you are, this is how you're going to be able to contact my boss, for example. So that's just a really quick run through of what lead generation is. And a lot of people, and trust me, a lot of people are looking for people who can lead generate, because sometimes a lot of this is just dealing with rejection. It's dealing with people saying, no, I'm not interested, or not replying at all. So it's the art of being able to be strong enough to know that it's not about you. It's usually the customer who's not ready enough, who isn't prepared for this, or they don't actually need it. So lead generation as a skill is so valuable to me. I make sure I take care of the people who do lead generation in our own company. So having that skill is super powerful. The next one is going to be data entry. Now it's basically going to be flexible. Different employers will want different things. It could be researching for a top 100 list of restaurants to check out, for example. It could be just inputting all of the contacts that they currently have in their email and putting into a spreadsheet so they can track it. So it depends on each employer, but basically data entry is basically just grabbing information and then making it organized. That's the easiest way that I could sum up that skill. And the next one is transcription. Now, transcription is basically taking an audio and then putting it into text. Now, a lot of people, especially podcasters or YouTubers, would like to have captions or create blog posts out of their already content that's already put up. So when you're doing transcriptions for different people, you're just putting in another format content that they've already put out. So you're just literally listening to them talking blah blah blah, and then you're just typing it out and then giving it to them. That's what transcription is. Now another basic skill is basically going to be document or cloud management. Now what I mean by that is everything right now is online, everything's on the cloud. So being able to organize people's files online is super helpful. So what you're going to do is sometimes, your boss will just give you, okay, I have 100 videos right here. Can you organize this by date or by name, or rename it or make it better? So that's the main purpose of being able to be a organizer for online data, for online files. So that is a skill that's actually really valuable because it saves a lot of people's time, and it's also something that you can do really quickly if you love organizing. Like for me, if I could have that job, I would just kind of keep filing people's different things because I love organizing. I love making things look pretty. I love making things it just makes sense. So that's another skill that you can do working online. For creatives, there's a lot of different jobs that you guys can do. Well, we can do, because I'm also very much a creative. The first one would be article writing. If you're a writer, article writing is sometimes called blog writing, or could be sometimes called magazine article writing. It has different variation, but it's basically just article writing. It's basically going to people's blogs and then creating their content for them, ghostwriting for them maybe, or contributing to their blog just so they always have content, because people are always craving content. People are always craving for something to read, something to listen to, something to watch. So being an article writer gives you more of just giving more value to people, being able to give them that content that they're looking for. Being an article writer is fun. It's where I got started working online. I was a ghostwriter for a blogger and I wrote articles for her. So that's where I myself got started. So it's a really great skill to have, because then it's a platform for other types of writing that you can do. One is brand design. Now what I mean with brand design is being able to help clients create their brand. This could be a wide array of things. It could be you doing their graphics. It could be you doing their writing. It could be you managing their social media. It could be a lot of different things. But brand design right now is such a hot keyword. Brand designer or brand strategist is such a hot keyword because a lot of people are trying to find a way to capitalize what their message is, what they're trying to say to the world. A brand designer is actually a really valuable thing because you're giving them that easy, like, okay, this is actually what you need to do, blah, blah, blah. You have to create this logo. You have to have this on your website, blah, blah, blah. So being a brand designer is helpful for them because you're already giving them the path that they already kind of almost give up on because they don't see the path. So brand designer is just a really awesome job. I love doing it myself too, from time to time, not always. The third skill that you can do online is editing or proofreading. Now you can do this as a book editor, and that's also another skill that I've actually done. You going through grammar, if you're grammar Nazi, this is the kind of job for you. And people are looking for you. People are looking for people who can edit and proofread their work, because a lot of the time for content creators, you get so close to what you're making that you can't see your own mistakes just because your eyes kind of glaze through. I'm like, oh, that looks fine. Yeah, that there, nah, it makes sense. As a editor or a proofreader, you're helping them just clean up their kind of their mess, but their content to make it more just presentable when they're putting it out into the world. Another skill that you can do as a creative is creating social media graphics. So you guys have seen it probably on your Facebook, on your Instagram, of people of quotes, really pretty made quotes, or just posts that look really well made. Like it's just a picture of their face. Why is there text there, for example? So that is done by a person who does social media graphics. So you take someone's message, you take someone's brand, and then you turn it into, okay, what is something that people can share? What is something that people will like? Some people will comment on. What is something that will get people engaging to this post? So my boss or my client will be able to have more leads, will be able to have more people coming into their service or their product. So that's what a social media graphics person would do, because that is such a great skill to have in general, of being able to do graphics, because you can do so much more, especially with everyone being more visual, especially with Instagram itself being just a visual platform. Being someone who can create really pretty visuals is so powerful. Now, another skill that you can do online as a creative is resume writing. It's helping out people who have no idea how to write their resumes actually make a really presentable resume. Now, there's a lot of different resume tips. If this is something you actually want to do, is if you want to study the best resume practices, and you're going to be contacting different people who may have not, did a job search in the last 10 years, have no idea how to update their resume so it looks good if they're going to apply again, or you're going to talking to people who have never applied for a job before, or entrepreneurs who just kind of want a side gig. So those are the people that you're going to be targeting with resume writing. Another skill that you can do as a creative when you're working online is going to be course creator. Now, as a course creator, you're going to be doing a lot of different things. It depends on what you want to be a specialty at. One is outlining a course. So imagine you're a teacher and you're creating your curriculum for the next, 6 months or 3 months. That's kind of the biggest thing that a lot of people don't really know, is creating an actual course curriculum of like, okay, this is, step 1, step 2, step 3 of what you're going to teach them. So that's one. So creating a course outline. You can also be someone in the course creating world. You can be someone who's editing the videos. You can also be the person who's marketing the course. So there's a lot of different places that you can insert yourself as a creative when it comes to course creation. So if you guys search again on your local job site or onlinejobs.ph for course creator, there's a lot of different people who will variate what they'll say, like, oh, I need this kind of person for my course creating or whatever. That's actually another skill that you guys can really, really learn really fast, because especially if you've watched or you've listened to a lot of different courses, it'll be easier for you to formulate, oh, if I was going to be the person who will try to learn this all over again, this will need to be step 1, step 2, blah blah blah. If you're a marketer, you're someone who has had marketing experience, or you went to school for marketing, one of the first skills that I would actually just outright recommend you to look up when you're trying to find a job online is branding management. Now, earlier in the list of creatives, I talked about brand design. So you're the one who's designing their brand. So brand management is moving forward, what to do now. Now you have your logo, you have your social media. What are you going to do next to keep that momentum going as a brand? So branding management, if you can do that, is so powerful, because a lot of people are trying to, get out there, become an influencer, become a YouTuber, become a podcaster. And when you're a brand manager, you're able to put into a strategy of what to do next for your client. You're able to help them out of like, this is, Instagram, you have to post, 3 times a week as an example. On LinkedIn, you have to post, blah, blah, blah. You have to comment, blah, blah, blah. So you, as a brand manager, you're making sure that, again, the momentum of their brand keeps going. It doesn't die out. People don't forget about their brand. People don't forget about the service or the product that they're offering. Next one, as a marketer, you can do funnel management. Now, there's a lot of different funnel places out there. There's, of course, ClickFunnels, which is the one that I use myself. But basically, funnel management is you're making sure a customer can go through, being able to hear about the product and to actually buying the product. That's what a funnel basically is. It's called a funnel because, there's less and less people who will buy at the end, but then those who buy at the end are going to be your customers. So it's going to start as, brand awareness, and then them getting to know you a little bit better, being kind of a warm list, and kind of getting ready to buy, and then actually buying. So that's why it's a funnel, because there's always going to be less and less people. So the more people that you put on the top band, the more powerful or the more well-known the product or the service will be. So funnel management is you're basically making sure that it goes smooth. You don't have to be the person who's actually creating sales pages. You don't have to be the person who's actually creating all of the different marketing materials that they'll need, although that might be something you want to do as well. But funnel management is creating that funnel, creating that step-by-step space for customers to go through when they're trying to find the product or the service that your client is offering. Another skill as a marketer that I love myself is just SEO expert, or search engine optimization expert. So you're someone who can help your client put their product or their service to be searchable on Google. You're someone who can help them really be able to find the right customers, to find the right people who will want their product or their service. So for example, for me, the one keyword that I'm really trying to rank for on YouTube is work from home. So you guys will be able to notice that I say work from home a lot, or I will be putting it on the title of my video maybe, or the keywords that I use, or in the description, because that is a keyword that I'm trying to rank for. Now, I'm not fully an SEO expert. I'm someone who's trying to be, who's learning this as I go, but you can see how powerful it is. If someone searched work from home and they found me right away, that makes me look really good, because I'm someone who is an expert at working from home. So an SEO expert, or being someone who can help your client rank higher on Google or on YouTube, being able to do that is so powerful, because you're helping them grow their business. Another skill that you can do as a marketer is setting up affiliate programs. Now, so if you don't know what an affiliate is, it's someone who is going to be selling for your client or for your boss a product or a service that they're offering, and then they get a commission out of it. So for example, let's say you had a lotion business and I was able to have a list of beauty marketers, for example, or people who love beauty products, and I sold it to my list. I will get 10%, 20% commission out of that, because I was the one who sold it to people who already was, my audience, or people who are already kind of warm or kind of knew me and trusted me enough that if I said, hey, buy this lotion, they will buy it. So being able to set up affiliate programs for people is powerful, because then you're helping both people, both the seller, both your client and the actual affiliate, be able to track how much is owed to them and back and forth, because people who are selling products and service want people to sell their products, of course. And setting that up, and there's different ways that you can do this, is a great skill, because you can learn a lot of different other skills while you're doing it. You can learn how to be able to set up different softwares or different programs, and of course help them out with their own content on what to put out when they're going to sell this to their own list. Another one that you can do as a marketer is Facebook group management. So if you're on Facebook, any Facebook group, you'll notice that there's a bunch of other people who will be posting for them. They'll be like, hey, this is Feature Friday. This is, follow me on Instagram Thursday. So being able to do group management is you are going to target a bunch of people who will probably like being in a Facebook group for your client, and being able to get them to engage and reply, and being able to ask questions so your client has a better idea of who their audience is. So a lot of Facebook group management is making sure that they are engaging. It's making sure that you're replying if they ask any questions into the group, and also helping out your client being able to map out who their audience is. So if they're going to be selling a product or service, it's easier for them to do. And the last skill that I'll recommend if you're going to be a marketer online is to be managing live events. Now, more and more, you guys will notice that there's so many Facebook live events because of all of this that's happening. I'm not even going to mention it, but a lot of more live events are happening because people are just going to be able to just open their laptop or be even on their phone and watch a speaker, speak, watch a event, watch a product launch, all from their phones or from their laptops. So being able to help a client do that, to be able to launch a live event, being able to get people excited for it, people getting into the live, being able to set that up really well is really great. And it's actually one of the skills that's kind of in demand, because again, a lot of people are going into that space, into that arena of being able to set up a live event on Facebook or maybe even on LinkedIn. So those are the skills if you want to be a marketer online. Now, last one is going to be for tech, for people who are more techie side, and I'm going to talk about the different skills that you guys can do while working online. Now, for tech skills, number one, of course, that you guys can do is just website creation. So it's basically creating a website from maybe someone who's already designed what it should be looking like. So for creatives, that's something you can also do, is just website design. actually creating it, actually making it real is so great, especially for people who are starting their business or starting their brands. This is something that people will want over and over again, because this is something that has kind of become a requirement when you're starting a business or you're starting a brand, is having a website. So there's going to always be new businesses coming up, new influencers who want to get into the space. So having this as a skill is great, because you always will have clients who will want to have someone to set up their website. So having this skill is great, and I will be actually, most of the other skills in this list is actually going to be pertaining to website design, because again, it's something that not a lot of people kind of want to put in the time to learn. And of course, there's always going to be people who are experts who are better at it than them, so they would rather just hire it and have it done rather than them learning it and actually doing it. Another skill you can do as a techie is chatbot creation. Now, if you guys don't know, there's a thing where you can have your messenger, your Facebook messenger set up where you can automate responses, kind of like an email. So having to create a chatbot, so they call it chatbot because of course you're chatting with a robot. Having the skill to be able to create chatbots is becoming something that a lot of people want to do with their Facebook pages, because then if they're going to do events, if they're going to be launching a product or a service, having someone or a bot reply to any quick questions, anything that has a certain keyword, having someone to reply even when they're asleep is so powerful and so helpful for them. Again, if they're launching something and doing an event, or just for their page in general. Another skill is going to be landing page creation. Now, this could be also under website design, but landing pages are kind of different, because you want to capture people who are going into your website and then they're trying to sign up for your products, trying to sign up for your service, or just a freebie that you're giving out. Having this as a skill is really great, because it's something that people are always looking for. People are always launching products. People are always launching service. There's always another freebie to give out. So again, it's the reminder to grab 100 skills PDF below. And that's actually a really good example of a landing page. If you guys want to look at that, if you want to see like what does a landing page actually look like, if you click on the link below, then that's what it looks like. That's a sample of what a landing page creator can do. Another one is being able to maintain a Google Suite account. And what is a Google Suite, if you've never heard of it before, is how a lot of different websites will have and it's not a Gmail account, it's their websites. For example, for me, I have an @2xu.com. That is made with a G Suite account that we have as a company, and being able to be someone who has learned how to do just troubleshooting with different employees. Like, hey, I'm having a problem with my email, I'm having a problem with my drive, I'm having a problem with blah, 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 whatever it is that's within the G Suite environment, is great, because then you're able to be the person that they can go to, like, hey, I'm having a problem with my storage. It says blah, blah, it says I only have 10, but I've actually never really uploaded anything. So things like that is great, because Google Suite or G Suite is now rising up as a tool that a lot of new businesses use, because it's just so easy to have everything on the cloud. Another common tech skills that you can offer online is tech support. So being someone inside their company that they can run to if there's any problems with their software, with their hardware, maybe you can be a call away, you can be a Zoom call away from them, is great, because then you're someone who is looked at as an expert. And if they have any problems, they can go to you. You're someone who is going to be willing to, like, hey, I'll look into this to you. I actually have no idea, but I actually kind of have a better knowledge than you do, a little bit. And then being able to help them is just a really great and powerful skill to just have online. And the last one that I'll recommend if you're a tech person going into the online world is just website hosting management. So a lot of people don't know this skill. Like, I had no idea that this was even a thing, and I had a website for years before I found out it was a thing, because a lot of the time when we are maintaining a website, when we're running a website, like my website leanlai.com, I didn't know that I could run out of storage. I didn't know that I had to set up all of these different plugins to be able to track that. I didn't know that I had to be able to look at my hosting and make sure that I'm paying for that every month, as an example. So being someone who can help entrepreneurs like me or creatives like me who have no idea about that is great, because you're also giving that as a service, that you are there if they have anything that they don't know. Because of course there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know, especially if you're going to this really new. So having that knowledge, having to be able to create the service of like, hey, no, don't worry, I got you, I'll help you out, this is something that I actually know how to do, is great. So that is it for this 20 plus online skills you can bring online. I hope you guys really like this list. This was a little bit longer than I expected to be, because I really wanted to not just give you guys a list and go blah blah blah, this is what you do. I want to actually really explain it to you guys, what each job skill had to do, what are the requirements, what are the things that you might have already have stock knowledge of before, so you'll be able to bring it to clients that you have online. Now again, reminding you guys to grab the 100 skills PDF. You can go through it below. And I'm also now officially announcing that I have opened the doors to the Work Anywhere challenge. It's going to be a 10-day challenge that I'm going to be doing purely online. So if you're a live events manager, you're someone that I probably would have gone to. It's going to be, again, a 10-day challenge where I take people by the hand and I'm going to walk you through how to find a job online. Now, links are going to be in the description below, so you guys can click on that and find out more if you're interested. Now, I'm going to start that on April 13, so doors are going to be a little bit limited because it's going to be about next week. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to click the link below. Now, again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post tips on how to work online, career tips, and just generally how to work better in this online space. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and remember that small steps matters. I'll see you in the next video.